Hello movie lovers, story recaps here. Today, I'm going to explain an American found footage horror film called The Visit. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. Becca, 15, and Tyler, 13, two Philadelphia siblings, are getting ready for a 5-day trip to see their grandparents, while their divorced mother Loretta goes on a cruise with her new boyfriend. After marrying her high school teacher, who her parents did not approve of, Loretta admits that she hasn't spoken to them in 15 years. The teenagers, who have never met their grandparents, intend to use a camcorder to tape their trip. Becca and Tyler first encounter their grandparents, whom she addresses as Nana and Pop Pop, at the train station. The children are overjoyed to finally see their grandparents. When Becca gets to the house, she immediately starts using her camera to record everything Tyler does. Grandma is overjoyed to have her grandchildren here as well. The room that used to belong to their mother is where Tyler and Becca are situated. So far, everything appears to be quite typical. Things get off to a great start. Both Becca and Tyler are permitted to pursue their own interests. Together, they are enjoying a fantastic day of exploring the area. Grandpa visits them in their room at night to impart information. They have to abide by some rules in this home. Becca and Tyler are told that bedtime is at 9:30 p.m. and that they shouldn't leave their room after that time because the basement has poisonous mold. Tyler and Becca, however, had trouble falling asleep that night. Becca decides to go downstairs for food an hour after curfew because she is hungry. She's going to grab a cake out of the kitchen. But to her horror, she discovers Nana wandering about aimlessly and throwing up all over the home. Immediately after feeling anxious, Becca enters her room. She questions her granddad about what happened last night the following day. Pop Pop maintains that Nana was ill and suffering from a stomach virus. He then reminds her to stay in their bedroom till 9:30 o'clock at night. The kids keep exploring all day long. In a crawl space under the home, they engage in a game of hide and seek. Tyler runs away, but Becca follows him with her camera while independently navigating the dimly lighted maze columns. Becca is startled as she turns and sees Nana coming towards her with an unnaturally quick pace in a lunging animalistic manner. She instantly tries to get away by running. Becca flees, sprawling out of the crawl space into the safety of the sunlight, before Nana can reach her. Nana comes out and laughs at what she perceives to be a joke. A doctor named Dr. Sam knocks on their door a short while later and requests to speak with their grandparents. However, as they had just left for a walk, their grandparents are not at home at the moment. He says he is from Maple Shade, which is where the grandparents volunteer at the hospital. When he visits to check on them, he is perplexed as to why they haven't been reporting for their planned shifts. Then Tyler decides to look into the shed while their grandparents are still away. He enters secretly while vlogging and discovers a pile in the corner. When he approaches to investigate, he finds that it is a used adult diaper. Becca and Tyler are taken on a tour of the town by Pop Pop when their grandparents go back home. He displays the institution where their mother went to school. Pop Pop tells them to leave, nevertheless, because they're being followed. A brief while later, children across the street notice a man. Pop Pop approaches the man and starts yelling at him as he approaches. Pop Pop apologizes to them when Becca and Tyler persuade him to leave the man alone and realize he was simply being too cautious. They hear a frightful sound that night at 10:47 p.m. coming from outside the locked door. Tyler instructs Becca to open the door because the two want to video what's on the other side. When the door is opened, they notice a nude Nana frantically scratching at the door across from them. They quickly close the door. The following morning, Pop Pop and Nana are outside, eating breakfast. Because hot oil is on Becca's computer webcam, Nana apologizes. As a result, kids are unable to display their faces when speaking to their mother via Skype. The moment Tyler and Becca see that their grandparents are acting strangely, they promptly tell their mother. She reassures them that although their grandparents are strange, they are also elderly, and that's exactly how old people behave when they're irritable or paranoid. Becca approaches her grandmother in the afternoon and requests an interview. Nana is interviewed by Becca using introductory questions. What transpired 15 years ago that prevented Nana from speaking to her daughter, she queries. Nana, on the other hand, starts shivering hysterically. They hear a terrible disturbance outside the door that evening at 10:16 p.m. They are curious about Nana's current activities. When they open the door, Nana is sprinting past them in both directions while holding both arms behind her back. They close and lock the door just as she is ready to crawl in front of the camera. Another unusual occurrence occurs on the 4th day when Becca and Tyler notice their grandmother gazing into a well. Becca and Tyler approach the well in an effort to discover what is concealed inside. But all they manage to recover is water. Later on that day, a neighbor by the name of Stacy calls to say that she prepared goodies to thank the grandparents for volunteering at the hospital while she was in rehab. Later that evening, Becca overhears Nana giggling uncontrollably as she is in the living room. Hoping it's the same one her mum enjoys, she makes the decision to demonstrate the type of television show that makes her Nana giggle. But she discovers Nana swaying on a chair with her back to the wall. The grandmother abruptly draped a blanket over her own face. When Becca enters the shed, she discovers Pop Pop holding a firearm in his lips. They make the decision to install a covert camera in the living room to record everything that happens at night, because strange things keep happening there. They eventually nod off as time passes. The camera in the living room captures Nana repeatedly unlocking and slamming the basement door, picking up the camera and filming herself grabbing a butcher knife from the kitchen, before climbing up to the kids' bedrooms and banging on their doors. Becca and Tyler shock themselves awake. They hear Nana trying to enter, but they remain motionless. They examine the video the following morning and realize Nana was attempting to murder them. Tyler is informed by Becca that their mother will be returning from vacation that day, so all they need to do is walk outside and act like they are playing to stay away from their grandparents. In that instant, Becca cleans the oil from her webcam. They hold off till the grandparents are standing outside. They immediately open Skype after that. The webcam has been cleaned of the oil so their mother can now see them. They hurriedly inform her that she must come and get them immediately because their grandparents are frightening them. For his mother to see the grandparents, Tyler records them through the window. Now with a white face, the mother admits to them both that they are not her parents, meaning they have been residing with strangers all week. Their mother tries to call the neighborhood cops right away. She instructs them to find a secure location. However, the grandparents arrive just then. A few hours later, they observe Nana and Pop Pop yelling at their neighbor Stacy from outside their window. They are perplexed as to why they are fighting. Later that evening, the kids say they want to video something outside, while the grandparents divide up into teams for a board game night, but the grandparents propose it. As they enter the yard, they see Stacy deadly hanging from a tree. Pop Pop tells them that the teams, who are old versus young, are already prepared. With the fictitious grandparents, the youngsters are made to play Yahtzee. Becca excuses herself from the game by saying she needs to quickly film something. Tyler, who is now alone, starts to get odd feelings. Nana is seen strangely eating cake as Pop Pop abruptly leaves the table. The elderly man comes back to the table and goes over to his wife, who freezes in place. Becca enters the basement and tells the audience that she believes her true grandparents may be locked there, which is why Pop Pop had warned them to stay away. Becca starts yelling for the true Nana and Pop Pop, but gets no answer. She notices a dumpster in the corner and dashes over to it. She notices something from maple shade inside, which she later discovers to be a psychiatric hospital. Additionally, she comes upon a picture of her true grandparents. As she delves more, she unexpectedly discovers the corpses of her real grandparents. Pop Pop has emerged behind her, just behind her. He spills the beans at this point. The actual Nana and Pop Pop frequently volunteered at the adjacent psychiatric hospital where he and the woman Becca knows as Nana were patients. The two imposters thought it would be interesting to experience in their place after hearing about their forthcoming visit with their grandchildren. As a result, they kill their genuine grandparents and assume their positions. It is also made known that fake Nana formerly had her own children. So, a few days ago, the grandma was observed gazing down a well, because she was reminded of the day she purposefully threw her child into the well 35 years prior. Additionally, it is made known that Nana suffers from a kind of dementia known as sundowning, which occurs after the sun sets. That explains why false Nana frequently becomes more confused at night and behaves erratically in dim circumstances. Other hospital employees have been dropping by the house to check on the grandparents throughout the movie, but the phony grandparents have planned to be out for a stroll when they are visited. Pop Pop seizes Becca after the revelation and confines her to his bedroom with Nana. He then starts smearing Tyler's face with his soiled diaper, torturing him mentally. Nana keeps pursuing Becca at the same time. Glass shatters all around them as Nana slams Becca's face into the mirror. As Nana leaps on top of her and begins to claw at her, Becca picks up a shard of glass. Nana is killed by Becca after being mortally stabbed by the glass shard. When she enters the kitchen, she rushes Pop Pop. Tyler rushes Pop Pop as he begins to gain the upper hand, knocks him to the ground, and kills him by repeatedly slamming the refrigerator door onto his head. They quickly hurry outdoors to discover their mother and the police cars outside after hearing the police sirens. They embrace and express gratitude for being safe at last. The movie The Visit ends in that manner. Don't forget to subscribe for more recaps like this, switch on alerts, and give the channel a thumbs up to help it grow. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Let's meet up the next day for another evaluation.